Hey guys! All right, so we are here at another episode over at the Dana Lee Project, and my sidekick, the Mandy Project, teaming along with me. We have such interesting conversation. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching and sharing comments and things. Mandy and I love to hear from you guys. So today we're going to be talking about how to take care of yourself during really difficult times in your life, if something may happen unexpectedly, or perhaps nothing specific happens, but you may find yourself in a lull or a just feeling like you're really in a funk. So we want to talk about that today. Before we talk about that, however, I just wanted to share that over the weekend, we, meaning me and a bunch of my clients here at the studio, I organized a group of ladies here at the studio, to go off. We want to do more adventures. And Mandy and I talked about doing a topic on community. So that is coming because I have to say, like, I put it out there like, hey, who wants to do a bungee fitness class? It filled up really fucking fast. I mean, I think within a week it was like, sign me up, sign me up. So 14 spots full. Um, so we did that. So today we're recording on a Monday. It was yesterday. And it was like, I have these like kind of pinch me moments of like everything is just like everyone's just easily getting along in a way that they could just show up and be themselves. They're doing something out of their, a lot of them out of their comfort zone, but we ended up having such a good time. And even my sister said, I didn't even know what to expect, but and of course, I don't know what, I mean, Lynette didn't know who my sister was, but she ended up putting us right by each other. So it was like, oh boy, like whoever's around us, I'm just going to apologize ahead of time because my sister and I get like
Giggly.
very giggly, very giggly. It doesn't matter. I'm near, like, going to be 49 years old this year. We are very like, you probably get that way with your sister.
Absolutely. Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
right?
Oh
I
my
could totally see
gosh. You can, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so we ended up having such an amazing time, and then about half of us stayed and met for lunch afterwards, and everyone else kind of went off in their different directions. But um, I think so. This is also why I wanted to bring it up. It is on topic with taking care of yourself during difficult times because I think one of the major things I did want to talk about throughout the time, the times I've been through that have been low, that have been really hard, emotionally hard, mentally hard. Fortunately, I haven't had any, knock on wood, physical stuff going on. So luckily, no physical hard. Although I have supported many clients through physical difficulties. Um, I have really understood through the ups and downs of my life how valuable cultivating relationships is and how it's been. And I think that's although right now I'm very much in an upswing. I have a lot of awesome things going on in my business, my personal life. Like, Steve and I, like, we're awesome. We got stuff on the calendar, plans, we're going places, we're traveling. We got a lot of good shit happening. However, I think part of the self-care during difficult times is something that really needs to be tended to like a garden all year round because you never know how life is going to turn or what is really going to happen. And I think because I've been through several very difficult things in my life, and had a lot of things stripped away, the thing that really ends up mattering is my health and connection and relationships. So as everything else falls away, those are the things, obviously shelter, water, clean water, those kinds of things, obviously, right? Having your basic needs met. Because trust me, there was a time I did not even barely have my basic needs met. So I get that too. But I think what ends up happening in those moments of like we're all doing bungee and having a good time, I stop and I really look around to be present with, oh my God, every individual woman I look at, I can have a unique conversation with every single one of them. And it's fucking incredible. Like it makes me a little emotional
Mhm.
because it's in those like those little things like, oh, you come to work out with me. But
Mhm.
you, Mandy, you work out with me on the live stream and you
Yes.
know, right? It's like, yes, the workout, but there's something in like plugging into like, oh God, I can just let my hair down, be myself and doesn't I don't have to put on makeup and I don't have to be a certain way. And these are women that just like connect with me for me. And even if I don't quite know who I am, I can still kind of stumble through and I'm trying to figure out who I am.
Mhm.
Um, so I feel like if I'm going to look through a running thread of what one element, although I'm sure we're going to be talking about several elements, and I can't wait to hear what Mandy has to say too, because you know she's been through something recently. But I feel like that thread of human connection, there is a few specific friendships I have that if I just feel like really low and I don't really want to reach out and talk about it per se. I just want companionship and I just want to like be with somebody without them having to fix anything or whatever. And
Mhm.
that takes time to curate, you know, and to nurture just really just like a garden. Um so that way through the ups and downs, it there's no like fair weather friends in my life or
Yeah.
you know, or even fair weather clients for that matter, you know.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's the I guess the point that I figure I feel like I could just weave in for my weekend event into the topic that I do think is so important for us to talk about today in supporting yourself through challenging times. So that being said, what do you have to say
Oh
about
my
this, man?
gosh. Everything you said, I'm like emotional, just like you got me a little emotional. Okay, I'm just gonna tell the story. I'm just gonna tell you what's going on. My when I, as you all know, I am in recovery. I'm just celebrated 11 years sober. Um, on last Monday. So it's a 11 years and 1 week sober. So that would be the March 24th was my sobriety date. And when I was 6 months sober, I adopted my a puppy named Alex. And during that, it was just so perfect. I didn't even know what I was getting myself into. I had never had a dog. I had my entire life, I was a cat person. I don't know what I was thinking. My cousin was fostering. My husband had had dogs, a bunch of them, but like I'd never had a dog before. And I fell in love through the pictures on the internet of this puppy. And then I we adopted and like I said, I was in a place where so I was so happy to be sober and so like excited for every day because I wasn't hungover or drinking or hungover or drinking. That I was like, I have all this energy and all this love that I want to give, and I have all these high expectations for myself that I know I'm going to be able to do. But the thing is about the world is that they know me as that drunk fool who was unreliable and unable to complete any task asked upon me. And um, at my 6 months of sobriety, I people still didn't trust me, which they shouldn't have. People were still bringing up things that I did the year before during a heavy event, you know? So having a puppy that only knows me as mom and doesn't remember or doesn't care about my past was so good. And also it gave me unconditional love. Like I always get choked up when I say like the dog saw me for who I really am, not who the alcoholic was. She gave me she gave me purpose when I had no idea what to do with myself. I mean, my family and my kids. Um, like the reason why I got the dog actually was like I was like I had all this time in my hands because the kids went back to school 6 months later. And from summertime, I had like the best summer that first sober year or first sober summer, of course. And I was like, I have all this energy. I wanted to paint the entire house. I wanted all these things to get done because I had all this like extra time every day that I wasn't passed out or drunk. And I dedicated all that time to her. And like I said, she saw me for who I really was and gave me all of the love. And she changed my life. I dedicate, like I said, I went online, I did all the research. And then after a couple of years with her and like sharing all of my stories on Facebook, my cousin, who was the one who was fostering Alex originally, asked me, she's like, you really should volunteer. You should try fostering. I think you'd be great. And so I started fostering puppies, and Jim and I just talked about it the other day. We fostered 32 puppies, dogs and puppies through the years. And we also started a small business where I would make dog bandanas. I sewed dog bandanas and I sold them and I shared the profits with local dog rescue. I mean, I really got involved with freaking dogs when it was not just because of the dogs, it was for my sobriety. It was like taking giving of myself and getting out of self and being selfless, where because when you're in addiction, you're really selfish and self-centered, and we work really hard to get out of self. So, um, so that's my Alex. She's my girl, and she has been in my our family since my kids were 8, 9, and 10. Yeah, I think something like that. And she started slowing down a couple years ago. She was like getting older, but she was still hiking and doing all the things. And a week ago and a couple days, Friday, she got ill. Thursday to Friday night, she got sick. She threw up. There was blood in it. She could hardly breathe. She was panting. Um, Lots of back and forth, and we ended up letting her go. My family all came to the vet because I was bringing her to the vet, and I was like, you guys go to work, everything's fine. They all left work, came to the vet, and we all sat with her, and we all sat on the floor, and she put her head on my lap, and she knew it was time. She was so tired, and I mean, she really left with her boots on. Like just a couple months ago, we went for a long hike in the snow, and she was jumping in the water, and you never know that, but she was full of cancer, full of it, and her body was shutting down, and we had no idea, no idea. And she gave me some amazing memories. She gave me so much purpose, and like I said, like she gave me unconditional love, unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Mm.
And she's our girl forever and ever and ever. So
Mm.
it goes without saying that I am really upset, of course. And that Friday was really hard. Just the when you were going through something like mourning, and I mean, I'll be mourning forever, I think. I'll always talk about her like she was the best dog. And I mean, everyone probably says that about their dogs, but we always joke that she wasn't really a dog. She was more like a person because she was like involved in our conversations. Like she knew what was going on and everybody loved her, and she had a special personality.
Mm.
Um and so when something like that happens, it's really hard to like figure out, like you have to be nice to yourself. You have to be kind to yourself. Um I kind of was like really spacey for days. Like just eat, drink, sleep, And I was like, there's no way. I didn't have any energy. Every time I'd start to think about things, I would just start crying. And still, I mean, like I said, I respect the mourning process. I don't think that there's a right way and a wrong way to mourn. Um, and also, the other thing is that we had gotten two foster puppies the Sunday before she passed away. So we got the foster puppies on, I'm looking at the calendar past the foster puppies came on the 16th. she played with them in the backyard and she passed away on the 21st. I have a theory, but I swear, like I think she's magic. I do. Because again, when I leave, mommy has to be busy. Mommy has to have purpose. And a year and a half ago, we adopted Sky because she really liked Sky. We have another dog, which she was always like, we weren't really sure if we wanted to get another dog, but we fostered Sky and Alex just fell in love with Sky and wanted Sky. So we always like, Sky is her dog. Like I always joke about it. It's like, this isn't our dog, Sky's her dog. And then when the puppies came, Sky was busy with those puppies playing because Sky's only a year and a half. And um the puppies are babies. And she just sat back and was like, I think these guys are gonna be okay. And and she left. And so I had these puppies who were pissing and shitting all over the place because that's what puppies do. You can't ignore your house. You can't have a breakdown when you have two puppies. Because if you do, your house is like, it takes 5 minutes for the house to just be upside down. So I had to get up in the morning. I had to go downstairs and take care of those puppies, just like I did when I had Alex originally. Um, no time to feel sorry for myself. I have to keep going. And those puppies just gave us like a lot of purpose and love. And so one of the puppies got adopted. We have a second one that's still with us. Um, and um, we're adopting.
You're keeping the puppy?
Yes,
Oh.
yes,
Oh, so now is this going to be Sky's puppy?
yes, yes, yes,
I feel like you just confessed we're having a baby.
yes.
It's a girl.
It's a boy.
It's a boy.
It's a boy. Now we have a girl and a boy instead of two girls.
Oh.
Hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, it's so weird because like we keep on going back and forth, like because we're like, if Sky has always had a sibling, so it's like we're superstitious. We think that Alex did this.
Yeah.
Alex set everybody up.
How can you not think that? I don't know. I believe in that stuff for sure. Like, I
Hmm.
mean, to not is like, I mean, it doesn't hurt you to not think about think of it that way.
I
If
mean,
it lightens your spirit and makes you feel good, and I feel like go with it.
hmm,
Because we don't have those answers from the other side. We don't know. There's so many.
hmm,
So it's like if that gives you some solace and peace, and
hmm.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, and it's just great too because they have like the same energy level because Alex, like you said, was like 10, 11 years old, and Sky is a year and a half, not even 2 years yet, and she's got all this pepper in her. So we used to have the Tuesdays and Thursdays, Sky would go to daycare, specifically so Sky could play with other dogs that had that energy, and that Alex, who we call Mama had her mama days where she was just spoiled. She sat at my feet. She took naps all day. She didn't have to be bothered by her little sister. And now Sky has a little brother who they play so well together. They snuggle together. I'll put pictures on of like how this dog just is like, I'm gonna stay now, you guys. I know there's room, so I'm sticking around. Like it's just like so crazy.
Aw.
Wild.
Oh, tell me about when because I really do, I love the puppy stories.
Uh-huh.
In the midst of that,
Yeah.
yes, you had to get out of bed and you had to take care of the puppies. And we would have our live stream workout. So choosing to work out or not work out, choosing like how to take care of yourself when you were in the heaviness of grieving over that weekend. So can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes. I it's only perfect that you were talking about the garden. I mean, I'm just gonna get emotional a lot during this conversation. Because
Sorry.
like it is
That's why I
amazing.
got tissues right here
You
all
got tissues. Can I have
I,
them?
Here you go, man.
Uh, I I have this amazing group of friends who from the AA and from the community who the community like my hairdresser reached out to me because sometimes on if I had Alex on Mama days and I was getting my hair done, Mom would come with me. And she loved my hairdresser loves my dog. And she's like, I am devastated. You like the community. And I always people always joke about, well, my sister makes fun of me because anyone I meet is like right away my best friend. Like, hi, nice to meet you. What's your trauma? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, let's be best friends. And I mean, that personality trait of myself, I have to say, in this situation, when you're going through hard things, it feels good because I know that, like, I feel that way about people and I reach out to people when I like just like, hey, remember when we were talking about such and such? How are you? How is it going? Those tending those relationships, not like on purpose, not because I'm trying to be like, someday I'm going to need help. It's like helping people and being a good person and tending to like the your community, the community just comes back at you like you wouldn't believe. And like I said, I celebrated 11 years on Monday, the Monday after she passed. So the next Tuesday was like, I'm sure everyone's seen it on TV where you get the little gold coin and you stand up and someone gives it to you. Well, my son, it's a tradition ever since he was little. He stands up and he says a little speech and he gives me my medallion. And this time it was all dedicated to Alex and what she's done for me. And it was just like amazing because like who I didn't have like a funeral for my dog or anything like that, but I could stand up and the people who I trust the most in front of a bunch of people who knew how much I love this dog. And I could share that with them and just like say it. And I could have um those amazing relationships and understanding. Because like, you might go, I lost my dog, and people be like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, losing a dog is sad. But these people really knew how close I was to my dog. Because they were really my friends. And on, like I said, my hairdresser, my AA friends, and then Dana too. Like when I said to Dana, like, I just don't think I can, like, I didn't want to like pretend that I was fine or like try and be okay or even try and have this conversation a week ago. I wouldn't have talked to like I wouldn't be able to express myself the way I'm expressing myself now. And then like, yeah, I was going through it. So just having people, I surround myself with people that respect me, know me, understand me, and yeah, that tending the garden thing was really hits home. And and the other thing is there can be hard times and good times at the same time.
Oh,
That was
yes.
that was something that I was like, I'm celebrating my life and my sobriety, and I'm also really sad when I go home and Alex isn't barking at the door when I come in. It's quite amazing.
Mhm.
And I think that if I didn't have this wonderful community around me, I wouldn't have things to celebrate.
Mhm.
If I hadn't worked so hard on my sobriety, worked so hard on getting out of self and not being selfish and self-centered, I wouldn't have that amazing, support system. So,
You did it in a way without the expectation of, because you had hit on this earlier, and I think it's a really good point, and I need to pull it out. We don't cultivate relationships in our lives, real, true, valuable relationships, because what if one day I need something? Ugh.
hmm
Oh, that's a slippery slope, I guess I could say. It's
hmm
not how it's done. It's not, oh, I'm going to invest in this relationship because one day I may need to extract or pull something from it. No, 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 no.
mm,
That's not what it is. Yeah, it's a nurturing and a genuine seeking to understand another person. And then therefore, like that's some of the beauty in if they feel heard and listened to, then there's that reciprocation.
100%.
Yep. So, but that takes a lot of patience and time. And I also believe it's a process as you are willing to really get to know the real you.
Mhm.
Because it is, I mean, I can look back in my own life and, my 20s, I'm still trying to figure out who I am. Trying to put on a front about a lot of things because it's how I'm supposed to be, right? We talked about that a little bit in our
Oh,
last
yeah.
conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Some stereotypes and things like that of like, oh, I need to live up to this certain standard. But and I had a friend who was like, oh my God, she just turned 41. I said, girl, my 40s are my best decade. Like, it's getting better. And I like look forward to my 50s because I'm like getting to know myself in another level that it's like, oh, how good it feels to not have to prove myself to anyone. It's just a genuine like a patience even in having a conversation, not having to anticipate and what should I say and how are they going to respond. None of that dialogue happens. It's a very like patient process to
Mhm.
like connect with another human, and it just takes time. And I believe the other practice, and we certainly talk about this a lot in our work in the mentorship of being in the present moment of what is, being in the present moment of what that has to offer. And you also touched on the duality of life. There can be something really cool and exciting happen. And then on the other side, something really challenging and difficult or sad and really hard. And it doesn't necessarily have to take away from the other thing,
Mhm.
right? Like, oh, I shouldn't feel sad because I have this exciting thing happen. Or the other side, I I don't have the right to feel happy because I should feel sad because this thing has happened.
Yeah.
And I think that is also, I mean, dealing with the coping mechanisms, right, of like food and alcohol or the other thing.
Yes.
That's the stuff that can get you in trouble. So allow yourself to feel the feels, whether
Yes.
I'm happy and elated, and there's this part of me that's like, okay, but it's all right for you to grieve Alex. And at the same time, be there to be like, holy shit, 11 years. Like, look
Yeah.
at like, you're like a totally different person from 11 years ago. And like, that is so much to be celebrated.
And the other thing also too, everything also too,
Yeah.
uh, talking about food and exercise and drinking your water and all that crap, it is so easy during hard times. I mean, I'm sure, like, this is the thing. I didn't fucking care. I didn't fucking care. I'm like, during these particular beginning days, like, I'm like, I'm just going to deal. And if I want ice cream, I'm eating ice cream. If I'm getting a cheeseburger because I really crave iron right now for some reason. You know what I mean? Because you know how it's like the saltiness because you've been crying so much. It's like I really need something salty. It was like weird, and also I was feeling lazy. So during those sad times and during those times where I was just like, I'm just gonna get, I'm just gonna live this life as best as I can. And if I'm tired, I'm gonna take a nap. I did not work out at all last week, and I did not hate myself for it. And I worked out today and it felt fantastic. I never once was like I was saying before, I think everyone mourning, there's no right way to mourn. But I knew because of who I've become that I won't not, I will never be done working out. Like those, oh, I'm sad, I'm not working out this day. Like I let myself have the days. And then like yesterday, I was like, I can't wait to go to the new workout. It's going to be new. We have a new routine. Oh, I'm so excited. That's when I knew it was time for me to get out there again and do it again and and feel good. And it, oh, thank God. Again, tending to my garden. Thank
Yeah.
God I did the program. Thank God I gave myself that grace to just be like, shit is what it is right now. And I'm tired. And the one day last Monday when I was like, I can't even keep my eyes open, let alone I was exhausted just being, just being.
Yeah, but emotions can like really beat the crap out of you.
Yes.
Feeling so sad. I mean, um, sadness is a very heavy, energetically a heavy emotion. So like that's why it's hard to get out of bed. It's like I need to sit. I want to be on the floor. I want like a weighted blanket. It's a heavy, heavy.
Yeah.
So allow yourself to be in that heaviness, to hurry up and rush through it. I wish I didn't feel this way. Only prolongs the heaviness. I hate to tell you.
Yeah.
In our work, so much of it is facing, allowing yourself to be sad and without the layer of I shouldn't be sad and I should just suck it up and I need to get stuff done. And I will say this too. I think this is also really important through sad, hard times I've been through. I literally will take a look, same like you shared, Mandy, of like if I wanted the ice cream or I needed the cheeseburger, it was like I was looking at like the low-hanging fruit of what could I do that helps me feel better, but isn't so daunting that it's overwhelming and I can't get anything done.
Hmm.
So it would be very, very simple, basic tasks. If I was in that place of really feeling like I was like punched in the gut with a setback, or I was just like feeling really burnt out or beat up from something and it just like was hitting me at a certain time of year or whatever, because this has happened several times throughout my life, as I'm sure for each of you, everyone, you too,
Yeah.
Mandy, right? It's like
Hmm.
yeah, the waves and ups and downs and peaks and valleys, and sometimes no, and also hormonally, right? Like who the fuck knows, is it because it's 2025 or is it perimenopause? Like,
Yes.
it's like I don't
The
fucking know.
answer is yes.
Exactly.
All of it.
All of it, all of it. So give yourself the grace, and that's what I would do. I would give myself the grace. And that's what Mandy's sharing here. You gave yourself the grace of like, if I need to nap, I'm gonna nap.
Mhm.
And if you have the ability to clear your schedule like that a little bit, and I know for some people, if you have struggled with depression, sometimes that can also be scary of, oh my God, am I going to slip into? And I'm wondering if the fight against I don't want to, I can't is almost the thing that prolongs the sadness and the heaviness because you're not allowing yourself to feel it. Um, so you actually can move through it faster,
Mhm.
ironically.
Yeah. Loss is painful.
Yeah.
It's so painful, and it's not a kind of pain that you can even like say where it's coming from or when it comes, or you can't anticipate it. And it's a
Yeah,
kind
like
of it's unlike any other pain.
sometimes you can associate it with like, oh God, I feel it in my heart. I feel it. Like sometimes you can at certain areas of the body, but when it's like sadness and loss, yeah, you can't really pinpoint that.
Mhm.
It's just this like,
Yeah.
yeah, so difficult to articulate, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But we all go through it, and we all will. We all feel it.
Yeah, it's a human experience.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah.
And it is the thing that it's the contrast. You think you don't want to experience those things. Yes, grieving and loss is really fucking hard.
It
However,
is.
in
Hmm.
the contrast in life, that like how could I experience the pinch me moments of like, oh my God, this is my life. Like, oh my God, these are the clients that I'm working with. Oh my God. Like, and Steve's developing a new business. I just got some good news with my coffee carry on, and I'm just like I feel like I've been expanding my capacity to like enjoy the fuck out of that,
Yeah.
you know? And I attribute that to also the very deep experiences of pain and loss and sadness and devastation and depression throughout my years also.
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
without that contrast, I don't know if you could really sit in the gratitude and appreciation for like what is. And even the simple things. Like I'm not, yes, I have some good stuff going on with our businesses, multiple businesses. Um, however, the simplest things make me so happy.
Yeah.
Having a conversation with you, Mandy, it just makes me so happy. I enjoy this so much, and it's like then later this tonight I have like two classes back to back with my clients, and like each group that comes in, the music, the banter, the interaction, it's very simple. It's not like some sort of extravagant luxurious life.
Yeah.
It's the simplest things that bring me the greatest amount of joy, and I love it. I love that.
Just saying, like, I'm okay with wherever I am because
Mhm.
this is where I'm supposed to be. You always say that.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. Thank you for bringing that up. I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes I have these like built-in ways of how I see the world, and I forget to communicate that when I'm having conversations outside my mentorship or with my clients. But yeah, I believe you're exactly where you need to be. There's nowhere else you could be. I believe that every single moment,
Hmm.
every single with my whole being. I believe that.
I wanted to just remember to tell you before I forgot, the stuff that like the self-care of it all. Like I did get a massage. I
Mhm.
did clean. I think I even sent you a message like I feel motivated to clean, so I'm cleaning today. Like that kind of stuff. Like it hit me to clean. I can't look at my house anymore. Again, you're not allowed to have a nervous breakdown when you have two puppies in your kitchen because it just turns upside down real fast. So I felt really good to clean. It was a nicer day out. And then on Saturday, if you've ever heard of them, you did the bungee this weekend. I did a smash room. Ever hear of a
I saw
smash room?
that. Oh my God. I want to do that too. I got to add
Perfect
it to
time.
our list. Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
gotta look. You guys gotta look it up. You get a blast. We had so much fun. They put on like heavy metal and they you're oh, it's so much fun. I'll put a picture in here.
Okay.
And so you guys can see, oh my God, what a riot. It's so much fun. We had a party because you can like book an hour for like six or more people, and we decided that would be more fun. So we had the room to ourselves and we just like smashed things and we were like, woo, oh my God, it was so much fun. So much fun. So like that too, like just raging out on. And the crazy thing I'll tell you is that these are all my sober friends, including my husband. He's sober too. And they give us a whole thing. Every single one has like a crate, and most of them are beer bottles.
Ah!
We're like, huh, this is kind of fun. This is kind of
Interesting.
like, yeah, let's just smash all these beer bottles and plates and um like, whatever. And then you
Could
can
you bring your own stuff or do they supply?
you can bring your own stuff too.
Because I thought it would be so fun to get together and smash the shit out of our scales.
Yes. But yeah, that was
Oh,
really
but the
fun.
smash room idea, that's another like way to get. So bringing how do you process emotions? Like, okay, sometimes you need to nap and like, cocoon.
Mhm.
And then there's other times of like going through that emotional roller coaster of the weirdness that is, wow, there is some anger in there, frustration, and to be able to get it out of your body,
Yeah.
to actually like express it in it's like, and on the other side of it, like exhilaration, you can laugh. There might be laughter. There might be like, you're screaming and yelling and like that is like emotion is like it's it's energy. It's
Mhm.
energy. You got
Yeah.
like, and that's also why I believe our issues are in our tissues. If you're feeling the thing and then you zip your lip and you stuff it down, that energy has to go somewhere. So
Mhm.
it's typically like, oh, into the shoulder or into the hip or into the lower back or, you know,
Or into the guy who cut you off while you're driving down down the freeway.
into your finger.
Yeah, into your finger.
I think what we're trying to say, Mandy and I, is that there is a like tools. It's like tools in our tool belt of knowing when to use it and at what dose.
Mhm.
It's like connecting with a community or friends, like reaching out where we don't feel like we have to explain much or put on a performance or anything like that. So valuable. And to be that person for someone else if they need it also, like having some form of movement walking, stretching, yoga, rolling, lifting,
Cleaning.
cleaning, kickboxing, spinning, taking a pound class, going dancing, having those physical things like at your disposal to say like, ooh, would I feel better after trying doing something like this? Would I like to kind of tap in? And then of course yeah, some of the nurturing basic stuff that they list under self-care, but we know because we had a Galentine's Day. We talked about this a bit at our Galentine's Day retreat, which we have more retreats coming up, ladies.
Yes, that's the
Yes,
real quick. Let's just say that before we
yes,
go on.
perfect segue.
On
Yes.
that, we're almost at Easter. We're having a spring retreat, and it's going to be awesome on April 26th and 27th at the studio. It's going to be so awesome. And all the things that we were talking about, the way that people feel around each other in those programs, the way that we don't judge each other, the way that we are with each other, it's you have to see it to believe it because I sound like I'm full of it because I've never seen it before. It's awesome. And
Yeah, even
some of the things that we're doing, Dana, tell them some of the stuff.
yeah, so I don't like to reveal all the stuff, but what I will say, because we have that's kind of the fun, the spontaneity.
That's why I didn't want to say anything. So I'm like,
Yeah,
Dana doesn't want
yeah,
everything
yeah,
to
yeah.
be revealed. So
Okay, so I mean, it's refresh and revive, right? That's the theme. And it is springtime. So it's like coming out of hibernation and like trying to, like, it's filling your spirit. And like, so spirited movement. We're going to have some creativity. We're always going to have recess with Mandy. And Mandy always comes up with some really fun games and activities and things where we can really feel silly and feel like kids again. And I will say that even with bungee jumping, she's like, and I even said that to the girls. I was like, you're gonna feel like a kid. It feels awesome. Like you're jumping around and you feel so silly, but it's so fun, you
mhm.
know? And Mandy always brings elements of that to our retreats, and I just love it because I think what did keep me stuck for so long is I took everything so seriously and I wouldn't white knuckle things and oh, it has to be a certain way. And I've just learned to really lighten up and laugh easier and like be silly and not worry about being a perfectionist. So that's a chance to kind of loosen up. And even the women who are like, okay, I was a little apprehensive, they all walked away sharing how like easy it was to just be in the event.
Mhm.
There's no expectation. If there's something you're like, Dana, I don't think this is really for me, and you really don't want to do it, then you don't need to do it. It's like, and go like
Hang out.
sit and like maybe you can journal or take a walk by the around the studio. We have a really cute downtown here. Like you know, there's an IV therapy place. One of our clients, she's like, "Can I go get some IV therapy?" Yes, you absolutely can if you like whatever. It's
Yeah.
this is a practice of you getting what you need. So we have an incredible itinerary. We have delicious food. We have a really good element of like I do think it's like a good playlist where you know, you start out like I warm you up a little bit, take you up a notch, and then bring you down. We recover, and then it take you up a notch. Like it's like there's just a certain rhythm to our events, and we've been doing them for a while. Mandy and I make a great team, and it's just super fun and really enjoyable for a woman who's seeking to find herself at this stage. Like I kind of know who I am. I don't quite know everything that I want, but I want to take time for self-care, but not just the typical massage, pedicure, those kinds of things, because some of them are a little easier. Like, oh, I got my hair done. Oh yeah, I got my nails done. That's not what this is. This is a whole nother level of cultivating, like what we're talking about. It's like
Mhm.
tending to that garden that in those darker times or difficult times, or even in the joy, you can allow yourself to receive.
Mhm.
You know, I just can't say enough about our in-person events. They're just incredible. They really are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we
Yeah.
would love for you to come. So if
Hope
that
you can
feels like,
come.
yeah,
Everything's in the link.
yeah,
Back
yeah,
to the
yeah.
talk.
Exactly. All right. All right. So back to the talk.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we're talking about Galentine's
Yeah.
Day
Yeah.
and that, you know, and self-care. So we
Yeah.
were exploring self-care and that, you know, we even have a self-care happy hour. It's not just the surface things of getting your hair done and a facial and your nails and like that. I believe self-care is more tending to the garden on a regular basis.
Hell yeah.
It's knowing when to water and knowing when to not water, knowing when it needs sunshine, knowing,
Yeah.
like all of that.
Oh gosh, that's
It's
so good.
such a work in progress, of self-care and boundary setting.
Yes.
Boundary setting. So when you're going through a very difficult time in your life, being able to work on practicing like expressing yourself and saying and sharing with others what you need, whether like I really need to be left alone or I'm distancing myself, but I know that's something I tend to do, but it's not really what I need,
Hmm.
right? To be able to say the things out loud with a couple people you can trust and care about to
Yeah.
kind of work through that is it's so important, but it takes practice.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Love it. Love
Yeah.
it. So thank you for tuning in and watching us. I mean, I enjoy the conversations, and this is where like Mandy has helped facilitate so much because I've done so many videos where I was just the one talking and I talk about a topic. But
Hmm.
I'm now again, this is perfect. This is a perfect circle going right back to where we started.
Yeah.
Human connection and relationship building has become the thing in my life. It's the thing that is like, oh, I just feel so rich in my life because of that. And it is because we have conversations like this. And it just so happens, Mandy and I are like, we need to record these because we've had so many really cool conversations that are like, damn it, we need to record this so
Yeah.
people can listen in like a bug on the wall of like a little bit of the mindset component that's like, oh, you need to change your mindset about whatever. What the fuck does that even mean?
Yeah. Okay. I know
Okay.
how to change my underwear, but how do I change my
Yeah.
mindset?
Yeah. So it's like changing your thinking, your belief system, your like
Yeah.
tapping into emotions. And so that's what I really hope Mandy and I bring to your
Yeah.
life in some capacity of getting yourself to think about things slightly different, appreciating yourself at a different level, um, getting to know yourself better. And so it's through our conversations that brings value into my life and her life. And therefore, like, we might as well just bring it to the YouTube channel.
Yeah. And
And
hope that people are enjoying it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I hope that you feel like you're sitting here hanging out with us, talking to us. And I'll say again, like, please comment if you feel like any, like, I'm hoping that what I say is like what you might say, like asking Dana a question or something. But if you have questions, please comment below. Commenting always helps us with our channel as well as like, just making it more fun for us too. To just know that like, oh, I have a question or I have a thought, or I would love for you guys to talk about blah blah blah. Anything else
Oh yeah. I
out there
mean,
in the
over
world.
the years, I ended up coming up with so much video content because there were questions, so incredible comments and questions on my YouTube channel over the years. And I was like, oh, that's such a good one to talk about.
Mhm.
So if there's anything going on in your life right now and you're trying to sort through it, you don't even need to give many details, but if there's just like a certain topic and you want us to kind of dissect it or give our
Oh,
take on it, we would
that would
love to
be
do
so
that.
fun.
That would be so fun. Yes. And
Totally.
maybe even have one of you on our talk one of these days. That would be
Yes.
great. You could jump on Zoom with us and
Mhm.
we could talk. I love it. I
Yeah.
love this shit.
Yes.
So, okay, fabulous. So, yeah, I think just taking care of yourself through difficult times is I think above and beyond. You got to get to know yourself, get on the path of getting to know yourself. And
Mhm.
then, therefore, through those ups and downs, you'll be able to more easily and without the guilt and the shame give yourself what you need.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
and that comes with time. So, in the meantime, Mandy and I are your biggest cheerleaders in doing that. And, if you are looking for a community to plug into, the mentorship community is fucking incredible. And
Amazing.
our retreat coming up the end of the month is fucking incredible. So we have a couple offers for you,
Yeah.
invitations to join in on this awesomeness in our little corner of the world. So,
Hmm.
all right. So we hope to see you there.
Yeah.
All right. Until next time.